Hi, my name is Terry, and you're watching Terry Tells the Story. Today, we're talking about Alexander Graham Bell. Most of us know him as the father of the telephone, but the telephone was something that Bell achieved by age 29, but he lived to be 75. If you only know him for the phone, you're missing out on a story involving presidential assassinations, super sheep experiments, and the fastest boat in the world. Today we're looking at the man who actually hated the telephone, so much so that he refused to have one in his own office. Bell's obsession with sound wasn't just an accident. It was the family business. His father, Melville Bell, invented visible speech, a system of symbols used to help the deaf learn how to speak. Alexander's mother was nearly deaf, and his wife, Mabel Hubbard, lost her hearing at the age of 5. Bell spent his early career teaching at the Boston School for Deaf and Mutes. He didn't set out to build a telephone, however. He was trying to build a telegraph, a way to send multiple telegraph messages over a single wire at different pitches. During these experiments, he realized that if he could vary the intensity of an electrical current to match the vibrations of a human voice, he could transmit speech itself. On March 7, 1876, he secured the most valuable patent in history. But the telephone wasn't a solo victory. It was a war. Another inventor, Elijah Gray, arrived at the patent office on the exact same day as Bell. But Bell's lawyer got there 2 hours earlier. This led to over 600 lawsuits throughout Bell's life as people tried to claim that the invention was theirs. Once the Bell Telephone Company was formed, the world changed forever. But Bell grew bored. He said, "The inventor is a man who looked upon the world and is not contented with things as they are. He wants to influence things as they should be." He took the money he made from the invention of the telephone and poured it into a lab called the Volta Laboratory to start inventing things that the 19th century just wasn't ready for. In July 1881, James Garfield was shot in the back. The bullet was lodged deep in his body, and doctors couldn't find it. Infection was setting in. Hearing the news, Bell rushed to invent a solution. He created an induction balance, a machine that emitted an electromagnetic field. When it passed over metal, it would click. He took the machine to the White House immediately and scanned the president's body. The machine didn't help find the bullet, however. It clicked everywhere, and Bell couldn't figure out why. We later discovered that Garfield was using another brand new invention at the same time, the metal spring mattress. The bed interfered with the signal, the bullet was never found, and the president died. Bell considered this a devastating blow. But what he never found out was that this invention went on to become the basis for the modern metal detector. Later in life, Bell moved to Nova Scotia and turned his attention to both the sky and the sea. He became obsessed with flight long before anyone even knew the Wright brothers. He built massive four-sided kites, giant red webs made of silk and wood. He believed that this would be the safest way to carry humans into the air in the future. When he wasn't looking up, he was looking down at the water. He co-developed the hydrofoil boat. In 1919, this boat hit 71 miles per hour, the fastest boat in the world, and this record remained unbeaten for more than 10 years. Even his hobbies were extreme. He spent 30 years trying to breed a new type of sheep that would produce more twins, thereby increasing the world's food supply. He kept meticulous records on thousands of sheep because he was dedicated to the newly emerging science called genetics. He died in 1922, and on the day of his funeral, every phone in the United States and Canada went silent for 1 full minute as a tribute to the man who connected the world. But if asked what he was proudest of, he probably wouldn't say the phone. He would likely say his work with the deaf brought him the most fulfillment. He kept teaching them right up until the day that he died. He was the one who said, "One door closes and another one opens." And he spent his entire life making sure that doors stayed open for others. So, the Spanish I'm going to be teaching you today is "Cómo va todo?" ¿Cómo va todo? ¿Cómo va todo? And what that means is, how's everything going? If you like this video or you learned something new, drop a like down below. If you have a specific topic that you'd like to see me cover, drop me a comment. And if you'd like to support this work that I do, there'll be a link to the Cash App in the description box below. We'll see you next time.